Yeah. All right, y'all. So we ready to go. Daily Go Get It Show, Throwback Thursday. Let's get real about relationships Thursday. Let's get it, you know? And here we are now. Make sure this mic, okay. All right, we good. Levels is good. Levels is good. Levels is good.
We are reconnecting you now.
All right, so check it out, y'all. It's the daily go get a mism show. You think it ain't when it is? You think it won't when it whiz? We are here and we are in motion. We do this thing, taking off fast lane, no coasting, and everything is gonna be all right. We do this thing on a Thursday night. Thank we go. So tonight on the Daily Go Get a Mism show, we are talking about loving you is getting me into more trouble than hating you. Has your attachment to somebody, whether they were an ex, whether they were a desire, whether they were your next, whether they were an acquaintance, whether they were an association, has your attachment to somebody gotten you in trouble with whoever you were dealing with or wanted to deal with? You know, have you ever kept reaching back or reaching forward or reaching across or reaching over, doing things for somebody that you quote unquote ain't supposed to be doing it for because they ain't your man, they ain't your woman, they ain't that no more. They is something that's still attached and what for? But you can't really let go when you would like to. But yo, they still really good, yo. And y'all ain't mad at each other. Something like sister and brother, but really like another. The attachment is deeper. You would like to keep it around, but still messing up and bring things down with somebody that you trying to be in with. You know, you can get into a relationship with somebody and they really expect you to let everything in your life that you ever had going on before go. And sometimes it might be your exes that they want to make sure are cleared out of your life. But sometimes it's your friends and family and anybody that's close to you. Like, Prince wasn't joking around when he says, I want to be your lover. I want to be your mother and your sister too. Sometimes people want to be that and they're not playing around. It's not a cliche. They're not saying in a small way that they really want to be everything to you. They want you to depend on them for everything. Some people really, really need that. They need that to feel secure, and anything else makes them feel insecure. And here you are, little old you, with this history of friendships behind you, around you, surrounding you, and all of that. And it's getting in the way. It's getting in the way. It's bringing you. It's getting in the way. It's not helping out. It's putting the doubt in the people that you got going on with you right now. Yeah, they questioning you right now. So let's get it popping. Urban Therapy with Sun 752. With this your the Daily Go Get It show. We do this every single day. Every day it rains. Every day it rains. And the DG will do the same. We break it down, baby. Every day it rains. And the DG will do the same. Every day it rains. And the DG will do the same. Every day it rains. And the DG will do the same. Every day it rains and the DG will do the same. I am your host, Sun 752, aka Omar with the. And if you can't say Omar with the, well, then you just say Omar with the R. This is the Daily Go Get a Mism show. All up in your area. I'm feeling like a real man should, and I hope y'all feel like real men and women should also. Tonight on the Daily Go Get a show, we are talking about loving you is getting me into more trouble than hating you is. Have you ever been in a situation where you may not have been directly involved with an ex before anymore, but your involvement on any level is causing trouble in your current relationship? Like, it doesn't have to be a situation where you are still physically attached, to your ex. It doesn't have to be a situation like that, but the perception might be that you are directly attached to your ex. And here it is being made your job to disprove that or to make somebody else feel comfortable. You know, making somebody feel comfortable is not as easy as it sounds. We oversimplify it a lot of times in our life because we want to make sure that we keep our integrity intact. We want to make sure that we're not running around making it look like we all shady or whatever, or making it look like we doing two things at once. But sometimes that's exactly how it looks. Sometimes it looks exactly like we are doing something that's underhanded, like we still stuck in our past instead of concentrating on our future or securing our present. That's the way it can look sometimes. So, you know, maybe you and your ex are still cool. Maybe y'all still on speaking terms. Maybe y'all have children together, a child or two together, to whereas regardless of whether anybody likes it or not, y'all still have to have interactions with each other, and you do. But maybe all your interactions aren't bad things. Maybe a lot of your interactions are good. And somebody in your life can't deal with that. They don't like it. They want you to hate your ex. They want you to detach yourself from all of your friends. You know, for those of you who consider your exes to still be your friends, you know, like when you're not bitter about the way that the breakup happened. Sometimes you're not bitter about it. And sometimes your lack of being bitter about it can make somebody else bitter about it. It's not an easy thing going from a lover that wasn't jealous, somebody who didn't always suspect that you were doing something bad or underhanded. It's not easy going from that to going to somebody who you have to handle with kid gloves all the time. It's not an easy thing. You know what I mean? When you are able to make a direct switch from what you had before to this thing that you have going on now, it ain't easy for everybody. You know, when you go from, excuse me, a lover that didn't used to put a bunch of demands on you. You know, not everybody is attached to somebody who puts a lot of demands on them. And you know, it's a cultural thing because some people really can't understand how you can say that you like somebody, love somebody, want to be involved with somebody, or are involved with somebody when you're not drawing lines in the sand. Some people can't understand how you could go about developing a relationship in a laissez-faire type of way. And it's laissez-faire to them. To you, it might straight be like, no, I'm just taking my time with this. Maybe you had a hard time in a previous relationship, and you ain't trying to have another hard time. You know, there are people, and I know this is going to knock some of your heads off. There are some people who recognize in their relationships now what they may have done wrong in a previous relationship, and they acknowledge that. Maybe they don't acknowledge it publicly, but they acknowledge it among themselves, and they want to do whatever is necessary in order to fix it. So, with some people, all of their exes look like their current. There's some people who are very, very consistent in what they like and what they get. Some people are straight pathological. Every one of the people that they have been in relationships with are exactly the same body type. same attitude, same results during the relationship, after the relationship was done, after effects, everything is the same. It's almost like they are serial daters. Sure, we all have our preferences with what we like or whatever. But when all of your exes look exactly the same, they might even sound exactly the same. Have you ever seen this? Back years back when Tiger Woods, the golf player. Remember when he got beat up by his wife, when his wife went all upside his head and shit, he had to make the great escape. You know what I'm saying? He had to jump in the Jeep because his wife had found out that he was messing around, and he was messing around with all these chicks, and they all looked exactly like his wife. I mean, exactly. Talk about cookie cutter. They was all tall. They was all white. They was all blonde. They looked like they could be in a lineup with each other, looking like sisters or something like that. Like they could all be related. I mean, to say that he had a type is an understatement. Well, some other people are like that too. Some regular people are like that too. You know, some really realize it, and some don't realize it. There are plenty of people who wonder why they can't find what they're looking for in the same people that they are dealing with. Like they basically can't see the forest for the trees. They can't see the forest for the trees. But it's not really them. It's not really the people that they are messing around with. It's really them. It's what's going on the inside. It's your energy that keeps attracting the same shit because you think that's what you like, and maybe what you like, but what you like might not be what you need in order to get you what you really like in the long run. Like it ain't going to come through this. You know what I mean? Like at this store, we sell this. We don't sell that. Yeah, but I need that. So why don't y'all get that and sell it in this store? All right, we're going to be right back. Cut to a commercial. Anyway, we are talking about how loving you has gotten me into more trouble than hating you. If you are dealing with a lover that really wants you to be clear and free, like if you're dealing with somebody who is really, really insecure, so they need you to say things like, man, I can't stand my ex. I hate him. I can, he better not, or she better not ever darken my door. They was stupid. They was ugly. You the best thing that ever happened to me. If you've ever dealt with somebody who really wants you to feel that way and express that way, express it that way over and over and over, it's an insecurity issue. And it's also a trust issue. It really means that you're dealing with somebody who doesn't believe that you could be 100% free and clear. Like they don't trust you to let go or to be free of the last person you were dealing with. So they keep pressing you to prove it to them. Call them up and show me that you hate them. Let me see your whole call list and let me make sure that you haven't talked to them. And also let me see your social media. Have you ever dealt with somebody who insisted on seeing pictures and things like that of the person that you used to deal with? I would imagine that people who date from off of social media go through this a lot. I mean, it kind of makes sense. It kind of makes sense. If I met you on social media and I pursued you through social media, and I got you and secured you through social media, then why wouldn't it make sense that whenever I see you talking to somebody, flirting with somebody, interacting with somebody on social media the same way you did with me, why would I not think that you are going for them just like you did with me? Just like with me, you started liking my posts. You started commenting on my posts. First of all, you sent me a friend request. You sent me the friend request. Right after that, you got in my inbox. You started consistently speaking to me, asking me questions, trying to get closer to me. As I interacted back with you, I got your phone number. We exchanged phone numbers. We started talking. After we started talking, we started to get to know each other, like each other. We met in person. After we met in person, it was on from there. So from there, we basically, social media was the catalyst, the protagonist in our relationship. So you might try to tell me that, okay, you've never messed around with anybody else on social media, and I know it's not true. There's no way you could have pursued me in the way that you pursued me for that to have been your first time around, because maybe other men, maybe other women, well, however it go, whatever gender side you are on in this equation, other people have pursued you on social media also, and you see the consistency and the similarities in the way that you doing it and they doing it. So I know that you've done this before, and I want to trust you. I want to believe in you, but I can see that the way that you're moving is nasty. See, I didn't understand, me personally. I didn't understand that for a lot of people, Facebook and Instagram in particular are like dating sites to them. And honestly, those are the people that are fucking up the game. They are. Because for the other people who are there for a few laughs, for some networking, for just, to meet some new friends, maybe not even meet them in person, but to integrate some different types of people, some fulfilling experiences there are people out there looking to incorporate some fulfilling experiences into their lives other than what they have had before. That's what they're using social media for. And the people that are there strictly for dating, strictly for picking people off the tree, putting notches on their belt, those are the ones that are messing it up for everybody. Because that's where all the trust issues are stemming from. I mean, you're going to do what you do. Real shit. You do what you do. But don't think that it's going to go unnoticed by a lot of people. It's not going to go unnoticed. What's going on, Stacy White? Good to see me some you, Carol Chamberlain. Me friend, me favorita. Always great to see you come by and see you. And T. Carrie Wright, morning, noon, and night. It's always great to have my people going directly into your site. Emily Dunlap is in the house. Bow! She about to turn it out. Make sure y'all hit that like button, y'all. Make sure that y'all share the show. Make sure that y'all subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. This is the Daily Go Get Amism Show. I'm your host, Sun752, and we are talking about loving you is getting me into more trouble than hating you. Loving you is getting me into more trouble than hating you is. God damn. Here you are in love with somebody else and having to explain why you and somebody else are still cool. Well, it can get a little bit complicated. It can get a little bit more complicated because there may be times when you are still reaching back. And that might actually be the case. Everybody ain't 100% innocent in this equation. Some people are actually reaching back. Some people are, some people really are still, yeah, not everybody is going about this thing the right way. Not everybody is innocent in this equation. Not everybody is making sure that they keep their noses clean. Not everybody. Not everybody. So if you are the type, all right, yeah, there are situations where you can be guilty and innocent at the same time, right? You know this is true. If you've ever had to support somebody on the low, help somebody on the low, like somebody on the low, do for somebody on the low, refer somebody on the low, then you understand how this situation can get a little bit dicey, how it can get a little bit messy. There's sometimes when you are involved with somebody who just ain't going to understand how you could be involved with anybody else besides them. And they might not be so overbearing or so obnoxious to the point where it makes you be like, I can't be in a relationship with somebody like this. It might not be that bad. It might not be on that level. But what it might be is that you don't see the value in shaking the tree. So there's sometimes, like my dad used to always say, questions that don't get asked don't have to get answered. So sometimes you decided, well, I ain't gonna put the question out there. A lot of people believe that you should be 100 transparent. Personally, I don't think so. There's some things that need to be known, and there's some things that just don't. There's some things that just don't. There are plenty of situations where you're making money where you're not 100% transparent. That's a fact. At work, we're not 100% transparent. You might have some contacts, some colleagues, some people in your life where you are in a position to hook them up at work. Not necessarily meaning that you're stealing from the job, but you are able to give opportunities to some special people. And it might not be a good idea for your job to know about it, or for your boss to know about it. Have you ever gotten somebody a job and didn't? Have you ever gotten a family member or a friend a job at your job, but you didn't let the job know that was your family member or your friend? Like, they don't need to know that. Look, all they need to know is that you have the skills to pay the bills around here. They don't need to know that we go way back. They don't need to know that we used to be involved. They don't need to know that we have the same last names, but we have the same last family names, but you have a different name because of family marriage. They don't need to know all of that. It's not important. What's important is I'm bringing you in either by referral or just acting like you just impressed me so much that we had to hire you, and you just go ahead and do your job. And what a coincidence. Me and you go out for lunch every now and then, or we hang out, or we seem to have a really good rapport. What a coincidence. It's only going to become an issue if you start messing up. All right, so if we can understand why that would be okay at a job, why wouldn't we understand that might be okay in a relationship? If you're not doing anything wrong, sinister, disrespectful, then it shouldn't be an issue. But you might be dealing with somebody that is so jealous that it's going to be an issue, period, because they don't want you having any involvement. And I'm sorry, you might not be able to cut off every piece of your old life in order to go forward with this new life. It might not be necessary to do that. But your current don't understand that. So you might, if you know what it's like to send somebody some money, it's your money. You sent it to somebody. They needed it. You had it. Whether they pay you back or whether you gave it to them gratuitously, it's on you. You ain't gotta go. You ain't gotta go to your, unless you taking money out of your relationship, out of your family, out of their pockets. They don't have to know. They don't have to know that you help out. Have you ever bought tickets to an event just to help somebody out? Like you ain't even planning to go, but you want to make sure that you are part of the ticket sales. So you bought the tickets. Tickets was $100 each. Yeah, I bought these tickets. I bought these tickets to this event. I'm not going to the event, but I wanted them to know. I wanted them to, I wanted to make sure that I supported their event. My ex don't have to know. Maybe you bought the tickets, gave the tickets to somebody else. Hey, look, y'all go have a good time. You know what I mean? You just wanted to make sure that you looked out for the cookout. Everything don't have to be spoken of. As long as you are honestly not involved that way. Now, if you are actually involved that way, then that's another conversation that needs to be had. Possibly. But when we talk about loving you is getting me into more trouble than hating you is, yeah. Sometimes even when you express the hate that you have for somebody you used to be cool with, sometimes you gotta prove. You ever have to prove that you hate somebody? Sounds stupid, right? To some of y'all, sounds stupid. To some of them, you're like, man, I don't sound all that dumb to me. For the people who it don't sound dumb to, y'all know who I'm talking to. It's all good. But yeah, proving that you hate somebody is something that we have to do sometimes. It's crazy. Like in the movie Donnie Brasco. Remember Donnie Brasco? Remember, he had to act violently towards remember they were in that Japanese restaurant, and Donnie was wearing the wire on his leg. So if he took off his boots in the Japanese restaurant, you was going to see the wire. So he had to create a diversion. So he didn't have to take off his shoes. He made up some story about how his father was in World War II, and that's why he hate them Japanese cats and blah blah blah. They wound up beating up the Japanese restaurant owners, and it was a mess. He got somebody messed up trying to protect his identity. He had to prove that he hated somebody. That's not the only movie that comes to my mind, but it's one that Donnie Brasco was a pretty popular movie. People like mob movies. But he was faking it. He didn't really hate him. He didn't have nothing against those Japs. He went to the restaurant in the first place. He just wasn't in a position where he could take them shoes off because it would have revealed who he was. Yeah, I mean, it would have revealed who he was. Stacy White says there's nothing wrong with taking your time. And she also says, no, I had to switch up. T. Carey Wright says, I've acknowledged my BS. I've acknowledged my BS to my SO. I guess that's significant other. Still working on my personal growth. Okay. She also says, true at taking the time. I'm taking time, Stacy. I don't feel like we know enough. I mean that we take enough time these days. Okay. Stacy says, I realized that I had to stop beating myself up about what I choose because God gave me the desires that's on my heart. I could dig it. So, you know, when you have somebody pressuring you to prove that you are totally detached from somebody. Now, it's one thing if they want you to prove that they are totally attached to you or that you are totally attached to them. But trying to prove that you are totally detached from somebody else. Like, no, I'm not bringing no past baggage into this relationship. Swear to God. No past baggage. This relationship is all brand new. And it's all good. And it's all love. You the only thing that matters to me. The only thing. And you're the only thing that's ever going to matter. I'm down with you. You're down with me. And that's the way it's going to be for the apparent future. So like I said, sometimes people aren't going to understand. They're not going to allow you to softly or comfortably into a relationship with you. There's some people who are just too obsessed with whatever you had going on before. I mean, it's a character flaw when it comes to them. It's something that they have going on with themselves that won't allow them to trust. Let's talk about trust for a second. Since we talking about loving you is getting me into more trouble than hating you. Let's talk about trust for a second. You know, there's too many people out here claiming that they don't trust nobody. They got trust issues. It's their trust issues that are making them act a fool. It's their trust issues that got them acting all crazy, doing all kinds of stuff, doing all this crazy detective work. You know what I'm saying? They got them checking credit reports, criminal background checks. You know what I mean? Or you know, snooping, going through phones, stalking measures, recording devices, you know, all kinds of stuff. You know what I mean? To me, those things are unjustifiable. But for the person that's all in that way, for the person who claims, well, this is because, you know, I've been hurt before, I've been done wrong before, you know, I just want to love somebody, I want somebody to love me, and I just want you to love me like I love you, and we gonna be together. And if you're true, then I will stop doing what I'm doing. But I ain't really gonna stop what I'm doing because that's how I move. And I got really something to prove. You need to prove yourself to me because I'm a hell of a fish in this sea, and you came through getting at me. So what's going on, baby? I mean, it sounds good. It sounds good. But is it really real? Is it really real? I mean, it might be. For some people, it might be really real. But for the most part, it's an excuse. You know, trying to prove yourself is one thing. And we all have a certain obligation to do that. But trying to disprove yourself is a little bit harder. Like I said, everybody that breaks up with somebody is not in hate with that person. But for the person who can't understand, well, if you aren't mad at the person you broke up with, then what's the point in breaking up with them? See, that's what they're not saying. There's some people, you know how people always be like, they're such and such is an ex for a reason. They're not telling you that the reason that an ex is because they would never be an ex if they couldn't put them in the back door in the out of sight, out of mind category. For some people, there is no reason to break up if there is no anger involved. I know it sounds crazy, but it's true for a lot of people. For a lot of people, if I ain't mad at you and you ain't mad at me, how can we be broken up? They don't understand irreconcilable differences. They don't understand detachment, growth in different directions, lack of communication. They don't understand the deterioration of attraction. They don't understand all that. Well, what you mean? If we're gonna break up, it should be because you ain't in love with me anymore. Well, I'm kind of not in love with you no more, but I still have love for you. Well, if you still got love for me, what does that mean? Because if you still have love for me, like you still there, you still take my calls, you still call me, you still come around if I need you, you still you break bread, you do this, that, and the third. Well, I mean, what's the problem? The problem is I don't feel that deep level of commitment and of feelings for you like I had before, and I need that in order to go forward with you. Because if I don't, I'm gonna start, really doing stuff that I ain't got no business doing, and I don't want to do all that. What you mean? You saying you cheating on me? No, I'm not cheating. I'm trying to do this to prevent from cheating. Like, look, nigga, that's just something people say on social media. You know, people be like, well, if you why cheat? You should break up with somebody and then be with who you want to. They only say that on social media. In real life, people just go out and cheat. I'm not worthy of you staying with and cheating on. I swear to God, some people feel this way. Yeah, I'm trying to tell you. So you figure, even though we ain't been fighting, we ain't been arguing, we ain't been fussing, we haven't even been separated. You telling me that you breaking up with me to prevent from cheating with somebody? Are you already fucking with somebody? No. Well, what do you mean? Why can't you just fuck with me until you start fucking with somebody else? Oh, I'm talking far into y'all. Y'all don't know nothing about what I'm talking about, right? Okay. All right, well, since I'm the only one who know anything about this, I'm going to just talk about it from what I know. Yeah, it be like that sometimes. If you ain't already gone, then why leave? Stay with me until somebody takes you away. Of course, that's your heart talking. That ain't your mind talking. Your mind is telling you, like, yo, this is crazy. Loving you is getting me into more trouble than hating you. Because I love you, I'm still messing around with you. Meanwhile, I'm really somewhere else other than right here with you, but I still want to make sure that you are all right. Do y'all have any friends or family members that have expressed that to you? Like, have you ever known somebody, or have you ever tried so hard to make a clean break that you wind up causing more damage than if you would have just went ahead and cut ties? And like, look, sometimes people just got to be mad at you. But all that trying to make a clean break, you so busy trying to make sure that you're not the guilty party. Listen, if you really want to be gone from somebody, what you worrying about being the guilty party for? But that's part of the loving you is getting me into more trouble than hating you part. Because I still have love for you, but I'm really trying to do something else. But I want to make sure that you still set up financially. I want to make sure that your heart is still intact. I want to make sure that that I didn't ruin you for all other men or women or whatever. I want to make sure that you're okay because I still have love for you. Well, it ain't always possible. You got to let them take their bumps and bruises just like anybody else out there will have to take them. You got to let them, listen, the bird can't grow up in the nest. They can't. The chicks can't grow up in the nest. They got to get kicked up out of that nest. You know how birds learn to fly. Mama bird kicks them out of that nest. Yo, flap them wings. This nest is all the way up here in the sky. I'm kicking you out of the nest. You better start flapping them wings before you hit the ground. Because if you hit the ground, you ain't never gonna fly again. A cat or something like that is gonna come feast on you. So you better be flying by the time I put you up out of this nest. Now, I'm not gonna put you out of this nest until I know you can fly. And I know you can fly because you're a damn bird. But messing around trying to make sure that somebody else can make it on their own. Shoot, if you wasn't directly providing for them, then why wouldn't they be able to make it on their own? Even if you were directly providing for them. You didn't raise them as children. They're not your child. They're going to have to make it on some level, whether y'all together or not. What I'm wrong? But you so obsessed with making sure that you don't get looked at as the bad guy. You ain't doing nothing but digging a hole deeper and deeper for yourself. Because whoever you are involved with now or have your eye on, they looking at you like, man, you shady as a big old oak tree down south, a maple tree. You Maple Shade, New Jersey, baby. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and do these birthday shout-outs. Let's get on up out of here. We have some birthday shout-outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious July 28th, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special, because they are special, because they are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They get number one out the box, Nicole Angelica Marie White, turning 33 years old today. And Mika Sims, well, that could say Micah Sims, but I think Micah is a boy's name. So I'm going to assume that Mika is short for Tamika. Mika Sims, turning 37 years old today. And go-getter Raquel Campbell. Happy birthday to you. And she's raising money for Autism Speaks. And also Ajane Ulysses, turning 32 years old today. And Ruth Best, happy birthday to you. And Blanche Jacobs, turning 57 years old today. And Willie Carl Damer, turning 61 years old today. And also Naima Nurse Nye Melton, happy birthday to you. And go-getter Emerson Cox, happy birthday to you. And Nicole Main, turning 33 years old today. And our own go-getter, Chrissy Quarter, happy birthday to you. And last but not least, Sharon Vanessa Marshall. I want to say happy birthday to all of y'all and anyone else out there who shares his birthday on this glorious July 28th, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on and do the damn, the rock out, rock on and do the damn, rock out, rock on and do the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, man, listen. Loving you is getting me into more trouble than hating you. Why? Because I'm still kind of dating you. How come? Because I'm still in love with you and I can't let you go. And I think that we need to do something so I can stop lying and we need to prove and show. But I know that if we keep up this behavior, I'm not going to get no favor from our Savior. But I know that we still down, so I'm going to still make sure that I don't treat you like a clown. I'm down with you just like a submarine, and I got to come up for air, and we share a lot of things together, and it's going to be all right. Is it really going to be all right? We got to do some things. We got to do some things, baby. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death, resuscitate y'all, love y'all right back to life. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure that y'all share the show. Make sure that y'all subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. Aisha K, what's going on? We will be back tomorrow night for another Daily Go Get 'Emism show. And it's going to be hot. So, you got me so. All right, y'all. So, I hope y'all enjoy listening to the show as much as I enjoy broadcasting it. All right, so let's get on up out of here. Blog Talk. I'm going to get you out of here. Peace, my dear. Yeah.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio.
And for my YouTubers, you know just how we do, but thanks for coming on through. See you on the other side, my boobers. Peace.